Hello Internet, it's me, your boy Jest, and I'm back with another continuous action pattern. My goal with this series is to take the combos, concepts, and tricks that I use in my performances and break them down into a series of 4 to 8 steps or counts. These counts will help define the important poses that are necessary in order to recreate the concept properly. Since this format is designed to end in the same pose that it begins, the concept is thereby more easily repeatable for the sake of drilling repetitions. Each cap can be altered and expanded by filtering the concept through a series of directional dichotomies. For example, forward implies backwards, right side up implies upside down, left hand leading implies right hand leading, and so on. Each one of these parameter changes will greatly expand the utility of the caps when it comes to applying them to the performance or overall flow at large. As always, we will start with one variation of the cap and move on to the remaining variations that are implied by the starting point. This continuous action pattern is a 12-step macro tutting scale taught to me by Hadoken, who is known as Matt Darth Mathers if you want to search his stuff on Facebook, or you can look up Hadoken on YouTube. He is an old school liquid and tutting styles OG. He's been an innovator for years and years and years, and if you don't know his stuff, you should know his stuff. So if this is your first introduction to him, this is great because this is a tutting scale that he taught me, and it's a very useful scale for learning the macro tutting grid. So we're going to start, and I'm going to show the 12 steps, and then I'm going to break down the 12 steps so that they can be understood in relationship to each other, and then we're going to slow the video down and do a little performance as well. So, starting with position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Step 1 is palms down, fingertips together, right above your crotch line. And step 1 to 2 is going to be, for step 1, make sure your arms are straight down and your wrists are creating a perfectly horizontal straight line. All right, now step 1 to 2, you're going to be moving if we're going to be starting with our left arm, if we're going to be moving to our left, we're going to start with our left arm and we're going to move our shoulder and elbow to be perfectly horizontal, our elbow to our wrist to be perfectly vertical down, and then our wrist to our pointer fingers or fingertips here are going to be pointed in. And this hand is going to follow so that the wrist to right elbow is going to be a perfectly straight line. So again, it goes 1 and 2, perfectly straight line from there to there. 3 is going to be an inversion of the left hand. So the left hand is going to hinge entirely, but while it does that, while it hinges the wrist, it's also going to hinge the elbow. So it's going to basically invert its stance, while the right hand hinges up and makes a line from wrist to wrist perfectly vertical. So 1, 2, 3. Step 4 is going to be an inversion, or actually just a hinge of the left hand. And as this hinges, this hand is going to follow around the hinge point to make a perfectly vertical elbow to elbow, horizontal, perfectly horizontal, not vertical, horizontal line, elbow to elbow. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to 5 is going to be a simple hinge with the right hand. And this time the left hand is going to follow the hinge while also hinging down so that it creates an elbow or a wrist to wrist vertical straight line, and the elbows should be out. The wrists to elbow should be as vertical as possible. Right arm should be straight up about, and the left arm should be hidden behind the forearm here. Right arm anyways. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is going to be a hinge of the left wrist, while the right follows actually inverts itself so that the forearm straight down, right forearm straight down, right bicep is straight horizontal across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 is going to be straight up. So it's a mirror of this position. It is straight up. Hands can be pointed down. Hands can be pointed up if you want for added flourish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is, we are starting to just invert what we've already done before. So 8 is elbow to wrist, horizontal. 8 to 9 is wrist to wrist, vertical. 9 to 10 is elbow to elbow, horizontal again. 11 is wrist to wrist, vertical. And 12 is a mirror of step 2, actually. So wrist to elbow is perfectly horizontal. And then we're back at step 1. So it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. If you have a request for a specific move from a specific video to be turned into a cap, please drop a timestamp on that video's comment section.